All right, so here is my spoiler. We're going to talk spoilers in this video for Halloween Ends. So if you have not seen the movie, go check it out. Go to theaters and watch it, or hop on Peacock and watch it right now, and then come on back, and then you can see the video. So that is your warning, spoiler warning. I'm going to give you a couple seconds. Go watch the movie. Are you back now? Okay. All right, here we go. Um, yeah, that opening scene where Corey is watching the little boy Jeremy, and Jeremy pulls that prank on Corey, and it goes completely wrong. I knew as he was trying to break that door down, it was gonna hit Jeremy, and then that's like, oh boy. I mean, it's in the synopsis about an accidental death. I'm like, this is where it happens, where the door hits the poor kid. Well, he's stupid for pulling that prank for staying in front of the door, and you hear him kicking, trying to kick. You hear him trying to kick the door down, and you're just gonna stand in front of it. Come on, dude. And then, whoa, wow. Like, part of me wanted to feel bad for Corey, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah. Like, I found myself really going like, I hope Michael kills him. But Rohan Campbell, who played Corey, did a fantastic job with what he was given. He played that part really good. Everybody played their parts really well, and also like when people, with the people of Haddonfield really looking at him funny and talking down to him and stuff, and then really pushing his buttons, really pushing him to the dark side, and and then you have on the flips other side of the coin where people now and then are just confronting Ori about what Mike, about Michael Myers, and there's like, okay, it's your fault that he did it. If you left him alone, like none of this would have happened or whatever. And I felt really, really, really bad for her, and you can see how she's trying to get better, and she's trying to heal for the first time in over 40 years since 1978. So I felt like, okay, I was sad because I knew that was gonna kind of go downhill from there, because we know with Michael making his inevitable return, and then they have their showdown, and yeah, and Allison, I don't want to criticize her too much because she has lost a ton of people back in 2018. Like, she lost her parents, her friends, Cameron. Like, she lost so many people that night. So that just taken her in a pretty dark path, like where she tries to put on the poker face, but you can tell that she needs, like, she hasn't had time to really, she hasn't given herself time to heal. She's not making really great decisions, and she's kind of gullible with Corey. And but yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that she's stupid, but I just feel like the trauma really pushed her to where it's called her judgment. You know what I mean? And yeah, and with some of the kids who are, like, there's a few kids like this dude named Terry, and some of his friends who provoke and torment Corey, like, through like different parts of the movie, and then it's inevitable that Corey's just gonna snap and kill them. I mean, yeah, like, oh my gosh, and then he really did, and then he was pretty brutal at it, and I don't know, I was not for the whole thing, like, of Michael like having like a sort of sidekick or whatever. I wasn't for that. They went that route with Sartain, but back in 2018, the Halloween 2018 sequel, and then that twist went right down the shitter immediately. So I guess this might be a way for them to make up for that. Like, those who wanted that to go a bit further, I guess this is like, okay, we'll make up for it, and then, like, that's how I see it anyway. But yeah, like, as the movie progressed, I believe that Corey, like, would snap. Like, okay, yeah, you're just pushing this dude to just go, like, you know what? Fuck everybody. Fuck Attenfield. I'm just gonna go and just do like, he went after people who provoked them the most, pretty much. And it was pretty wild. And I was hoping that it wouldn't be like one of those things, like, where, okay, before I get there, like, where we see Michael and he's not in the best shape because of his injuries from the, like, Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills. He's sort of like not who he was. Like, he's not that killer machine, and like when we see him, and then as the movie gets the movie gets from Act 1, 2, and 3. Um, we see that as Michael's getting back into the swing of things, he starts to really basically be revived in a way. And then it's like, okay, there's the Michael that we know, even though he's not in the best shape. But yeah, and in the way the marketing, is like where there's a couple scenes that are altered, like with like that douchebag doctor, like Dr. Mathis, and then we see him laying in the pool like blah, blah, blah. But in the actual movie, Corey is stabbing him like not in the pool but like next to it and stuff. And then while that's happening, he Michael goes for his fling, which is the girl Deborah who works at the hospital, and then she got the promotion over Allison or whatever. And as she was kind of being a bit annoying, I'm like, yeah, um, I'm kind of not liking this character. And when, like when Michael kills her, it's just like, eh. And then we get to where Corey is like, I need your mask. I need it. And he's fighting him to get his mask. And then he knocks him out. At least it could have been worse. It could have been like where Michael, for some odd reason, willingly gives him his mask. And he's like, here you go. Have at it. I'm glad that didn't happen. But as we learn in this trilogy, if you take Michael's mask, it doesn't end well for you. Sartain learned the hard way, Karen learned the hard way, and now Corey learned the hard way. And I was hoping that Michael would be the one to put him down. But that was so funny when it got to where Corey's trying to go after Lori and then made him think that she killed herself. And then she shot him and then he fell down the stairs. And then surprisingly, Corey just jams the knife into his throat. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm kind of sad Michael doesn't get to put him down. And then next thing you know, Michael comes and then he puts his mask on and then Corey gets a hold of his leg or grabs his hand. And then that's where Michael's like, you know what? I've had enough of your shit. And then he snaps his neck. Like, two love interests of Allison's get their neck snapped. Like, that's crazy. And then we get to the throwdown, which is very awesome. I love that throwdown. But it went too fucking fast. It went too damn fast. It's like it ended like as soon as it started. I'm glad that Lori won the fight. I'm glad that they had the balls to kill off Michael. And they actually definitely made sure that he was dead, where everybody was like taking him over to the auto place, and then they put his corpse in the machinery where it's just where they crush cars and stuff, and they actually put his body in there. I kept saying for years, like, maybe if they just throw him in the meat grinder or something, or wood chipper or something like that, and then they actually listened to me. I was just like, wow, mind blown. Like, I almost want to check, because that was sort of like my idea for years. I'm like, I want them to just throw his body in just do that. Oh my goodness. I mean, wow, this movie had a lot of issues and I'm still processing it. I don't regret seeing it. I wanted to really love this movie, and I considered the possibility that I wouldn't love it. And then they had such heavy word of mouth on the internet about Corey basically trying to be the new Michael Myers, and it turned out to be very true. And the hints were in the trailers if you look closely. But I'm glad that I don't know. I'm glad that Michael Myers had the screen time that he did have in the movie, though I would have had him in it a bit more. And I feel like if you took Corey out of the equation, it would not hurt the movie. Maybe I just don't feel like it would have for this conclusion of the trilogy and introducing him so late in the game. You know what I mean? Like during happy hour when it's about to be closing time. But yeah, and they're interesting, like how the fonts of each movie in the trilogy, like part 1 is for Halloween 78, and then Halloween Kills is from Halloween 2 with the font of the credits, and then with this movie it was Halloween 3. Very interesting. Very interesting. But yeah, and then it ends where I was waiting for a jump scare at the very end, but we see that Lori held on to Michael's mask. I guess people can theorize like where she is leaning into that madness that Corey called her out on. Like, you should have just gave in and da 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 da. And it seems like she did sort of give in as she was getting ready to kill Michael. And yeah, I did feel a little bit of that there, but I was very satisfied with the conclusion, even though I had issues with the movie and I didn't love it. I wanted to, but I'm satisfied that they had the balls to kill him off. And then it was a good fight. Could have went longer. But that's where my mind is, like, as I'm doing this spoiler review. But I don't know. Did you love the movie? Did you hate it? I don't know. I understand why you hated it, but and I also understand why you loved it. I mean, I'm like sort of in the middle, and I'm more towards the positive side, but I didn't love it. It's okay, and I'm not upset about it. It was, like it was a deep, it was a good conclusion. Could have been so much better, so much better. And this is why I wanted the movie to be a little bit longer. Then that fight could have been a little bit longer, like an extra 5 minutes or something. But it is what it is. But yeah, share your thoughts on the movie, and yeah, I mean, thumb up the video and click subscribe and click the notification bell, and um, feel free to follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys in my next video. So happy Halloween. Enjoy the movie. And then, I don't know. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. And so I'll see you guys in my next video.